Hey guys, just a quick video here. Somebody asked me to show them how I make fudgesicles. So it's super easy. I have 2.5 cups of milk in a pot here. That's just starting to heat up. We're going to add 1/2 cup of sugar. Looks like the cup must have been a little wet. That's okay. We'll make sure we get all that. That's good enough. Okay. So there's 1/2 cup of sugar. And we have 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, which I pre-measured. So there's 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And we're going to mix that all in, get that dissolved in there. It's basically, for all intents and purposes, it's a no-egg chocolate pudding is what it is. So we have, excuse me, so right now we're basically making a sweetened hot chocolate. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And we'll let that mix all in before that gets too hot. It's almost like I said, it's almost like a chocolate pudding or even like a creme anglaise without egg, you know. I have made, one of my favorite recipes is making a no custard or no egg ice cream. And it comes out really well. And it's, again, it's pretty much the same recipe, except what you do at the end is you chill it in the refrigerator until it gets cold, and then you add it. You just put it in your ice cream mixer bowl, and mix it up in the ice cream maker, which basically just whips air into it and makes it light, a lot lighter and fluffy, and makes a fantastic ice cream. I used to do this awesome, just plain vanilla with fresh vanilla beans that came out really, really good. I used to make that all the time. Just trying to break up these little chocolate clumps here. I don't even mind them all that much. It just kind of almost like little fudgy treats in the fudgesicles. Let's see. So we're going to get this, just basically, you get it just up to temperature so the cornstarch starts to thicken everything. And that's, that's basically your heartbreak when it starts to turn to like a pudding consistency. And that is when you turn your heat off. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla and a tablespoon of butter. The butter gives it a really great mouthfeel, nice and silky smooth. And between the sugar and the butter helps it so it doesn't freeze into, so it stays more like a frozen fudge as opposed to a popsicle icy type thing. So we're just going to let that warm up or heat up to temperature, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, guys. As you can, I don't know if you can see or not. Let's see. You should be able to tell it's just starting to push some little bubbles up there, that means that it's done. It's nice and thick. Excuse me, it's thickened up a lot. So we're going to shut our heat off and just kind of keep mixing this here a little bit so it doesn't burn. We don't want that burning to the bottom of the pan. I think I'm going to move it off the heat here in a second. Actually, we're just going to slide this over here off the heat for a minute. And now we want to add, we're going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla. And that's good. And we're going to add about a tablespoon of butter. Oops, I should probably slide that back over here so you can see what I'm doing. Huh? So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of butter. Get that off of there. That can go there for a minute. And we're just going to mix this up. Makes it nice and silky. Good stuff. Like I said, it's kind of a chocolate pudding. Right now it's a little, obviously being hot, it's still a little thin, but once it quickly settles and firms up. So it's a little, I haven't found a good way to fill, a clean way to fill the cups yet. It does definitely make a bit of a mess, but it is what it is. So we have our molds here, our popsicle molds, and I found what works probably the easiest is I just use my quarter cup measuring cup here. And I just dip in and pour it in. Seems to be almost a little bit thinner than the last batch I made. I'd probably cut back on just a little bit on the cornstarch, but that's alright. It's still going to freeze up. It's still going to taste great. So that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, pretty darn easy. 2.5 cups of milk, a tablespoon of 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, a 1/2 cup of sugar. You heat that up just until it thickens, so you get your heartbreak from the cornstarch. And then you take it off the heat. You add a tablespoon of butter and a teaspoon of vanilla. Mix that all in. Pour in your molds, throw it in the freezer, and she's good to go. Like I said, I thought that they came out really excellent. I made these yesterday. Mary and I, not yesterday, the day before. And I was telling some people about them, and they all asked me to do a quick video on it, so I figured I would throw this up. They were a big hit with Mary and me. say it went pretty quickly, honestly. There's basically just enough to fill all 6 molds, depending on the size of the molds. I mean, you can see, let me rephrase that. There's enough to fill these 6 molds. I suppose, we do have some smaller molds also, which you could probably use. There's so many different styles. I would bet you could even just put it in a bowl if you really had to, or really wanted to. So, I'm going to say these are pretty full. Top them up a little bit. And we're going to call that a wrap. I'm going to put the, I just got to put the sticks in, and then we're going to throw them in the freezer and they'll be good to go. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know how that go, and make sure you make some and let me know, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Alright, see you later. Bye.